Good morning, Nova here, June 22nd, 2026, and welcome to your morning AI and IT news. Today's big theme is pretty clear. AI is moving from demo mode into real infrastructure. That means the wins are getting bigger, but so are the risks. We've got a major security warning around agent frameworks, a huge enterprise rollout from Samsung, new model updates, cloud competition, and even a fresh debate over what data should train AI in the first place. So if it feels like AI is becoming less of a feature and more of the operating system underneath everything, yeah, that's exactly the story today. Security. Thousands of Langflow servers attacked as AI agent framework flaws spread across Langflow, LangGraph, and LangChain. Security researchers say 3 widely used AI agent frameworks have exposed very old bug classes in very new places. Langflow is already under active attack through CVE 2026-5027, a path traversal bug in its file upload endpoint, patched in version 1.9.0 on April 15. VulnCheck confirmed exploitation in June, and Census counted roughly 7,000 exposed internet-facing instances, mostly in North America. Checkpoint also disclosed a LangGraph chain from SQL injection to remote code execution, while Sierra documented LangChain core path traversal that can read secrets like API keys from disk. Why it matters now is simple. These frameworks often hold OpenAI keys, CRM tokens, and database credentials, so one framework bug can become a business-wide breach. This also shows a blind spot. Traditional web and endpoint tools often miss dangerous behavior buried inside imported AI frameworks. Ever heard of path traversal? It is a classic flaw where an attacker tricks software into reading or writing files outside the intended folder, often by sneaking directory jumps like // into a file name or path. Watch for faster patching, tighter network isolation, and more pressure on companies to treat AI frameworks like critical infrastructure, not just developer tools. AI. Securing the future of AI agents moves from theory to operating model. A growing number of enterprises are shifting from broad AI principles to something more practical, an AI control roadmap. The idea is to secure internal AI systems with a mix of old-school safeguards, like identity controls, logging, segmentation, and least privilege, plus new real-time monitoring for prompts, tool calls, model outputs, and agent actions. This comes as companies connect AI agents to internal apps, databases, HR systems, code repositories, and customer platforms. Why it matters now is that agent risk is no longer just about bad answers. It is about actions. An agent can approve, retrieve, write, or trigger things at machine speed. So the security question becomes less, is the model safe? And more, what can this system do if it is wrong, tricked, or compromised? That is why security teams are building layered controls around identity, data access, approval workflows, and runtime observation. Expect more spending on agent gateways, policy engines, and audit tooling through the rest of 2026. Ever heard of least privilege? It means giving a system only the minimum access it needs to do its job. So if it fails or gets abused, the damage stays limited. The next thing to watch is regulation and procurement. Big companies will increasingly demand proof that agent systems can be monitored, restricted, and shut down safely. LLM. Google introduces Gemma 412B, a unified encoder-free multimodal model. Google has introduced Gemma 412B, a 12 billion parameter model in its open Gemma family, designed as a unified multimodal system without a separate encoder. In plain English, that means the same model can process text and visual inputs together, instead of relying on one model to translate images before another model reasons about them. That design can reduce complexity for developers and may improve latency and deployment flexibility. Why it matters now is that smaller multimodal models are becoming the practical battleground. Not every company wants a giant frontier model. Many want something cheaper to run, easier to fine-tune, and deployable on their own infrastructure. A 12B class model can hit a sweet spot for enterprise search, document understanding, support tools, and on-device or edge-adjacent workloads.
Google is also signaling that open-weight ecosystems still matter, especially as Meta, Mistral, and others compete for developer mindshare. Ever heard of multimodal? It means a model can understand more than one kind of input, like text and images together, instead of handling each format in a separate pipeline. Watch benchmarks, licensing details, context limits, and how quickly the open source community builds tools and fine-tunes around it.
Developers. Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform pushes Agentic RAG for more dependable answers. Google's Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform is emphasizing Agentic RAG, short for Retrieval Augmented Generation, with more autonomous agent behavior. The goal is not just to let a model answer from its training data, but to have it actively retrieve current enterprise information, reason through multiple steps, and produce answers grounded in approved sources. This is especially aimed at data management and enterprise knowledge workflows. Why it matters now is that reliability is the biggest blocker to enterprise AI adoption. Companies do not just want fluent answers, they want traceable answers, tied to live documents, policies, tickets, or databases. Agentic RAG tries to improve that by letting the system search, verify, and sometimes chain tools together before responding. For developers, this means more focus on connectors, permissions, ranking, and evaluation, not just prompt writing. For businesses, it means AI projects may increasingly be judged by source fidelity and auditability. Ever heard of RAG? It is a method where an AI model fetches relevant documents at answer time so it can respond using fresh, specific information, instead of relying only on what it learned during training. The next thing to watch is whether these systems can stay accurate without becoming too slow, expensive, or complicated to govern. Generative AI. Samsung brings ChatGPT Enterprise and Codex to employees worldwide. Samsung Electronics is rolling out ChatGPT Enterprise and Codex to employees globally, making this one of OpenAI's largest enterprise deployments so far. The move follows years of caution inside Samsung after earlier incidents involving sensitive data and public AI tools. Now the company is moving ahead with a controlled enterprise setup, where security, admin controls, and internal policy enforcement are stronger than in consumer-grade deployments. Why it matters now is that this is a signal from one of the world's biggest electronics makers that generative AI is becoming standard workplace infrastructure. Samsung is not just experimenting in one department, it is scaling across a global workforce. That could affect software development, documentation, chip design workflows, office productivity, and internal knowledge access. For OpenAI, this is a major enterprise credibility win against Microsoft-linked alternatives, Google, and Anthropic. For rivals, it raises the pressure to prove security, governance, and ROI at scale. Ever heard of Codex? It is OpenAI's coding-focused system that helps generate, explain, and edit software, acting like an AI assistant for developers inside real engineering workflows. Watch for similar large rollouts from manufacturing, telecom, and automotive firms, especially in Asia, where enterprise AI adoption is accelerating fast. Cloud. Railway raises $100 million to build an AI-native cloud challenger. Railway, the San Francisco cloud platform focused on fast deployment and simpler infrastructure, has raised $100 million in Series B funding, led by TQ Ventures, with participation from FPV Ventures, Redpoint, and Unusual Ventures. The company says it now has 2 million developers, processes more than 10 million deployments per month, and handles over 1 trillion edge requests. It claims sub-1 second deployments, compared with the 2 to 3 minute build cycles common in traditional infrastructure stacks. Why it matters now is that AI coding tools are making software creation much faster, and that exposes how slow cloud operations still are. If code can be generated in seconds, developers do not want infrastructure that takes minutes to catch up. Railway is betting that speed, simpler pricing, and vertically integrated infrastructure can win users away from AWS, Google Cloud, and newer platforms like Render and Fly.io. Its bigger message is that AI-native software may need AI-native cloud workflows.
Ever heard of hyperscaler? It is an industry term for giant cloud providers like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud that operate massive global infrastructure at enormous scale. Now, watch whether Railway can turn developer love into deeper enterprise adoption without losing the simplicity that made it popular.
Mobile. Beyond Siri, Apple's practical AI features in iOS 27 come into focus. Apple's delayed Siri overhaul got most of the attention, but the more immediate AI story in iOS 27 is the set of smaller, practical features spreading across the iPhone experience. Apple is focusing on things like smarter writing help, live translation, image and screenshot understanding, call and message assistance, and context-aware features built into core apps. In other words, less talk to a super assistant and more your phone quietly helps all day. Why it matters now is that Apple may be right about how mainstream users adopt AI. Most people do not want to learn a new behavior. They want familiar apps to get more useful. That approach could help Apple deliver AI value even while its bigger Siri vision takes longer than expected. For consumers, this means AI may feel less flashy but more trustworthy. For developers, it suggests Apple will reward app experiences that are private, local when possible, and tightly integrated with system tools. Ever heard of on-device AI? It means AI tasks run directly on your phone instead of always sending data to the cloud, which can improve privacy, speed, and offline usefulness. The next watch point is whether Apple can make these features feel clearly better than what Android users already have. Generative AI. The Atlantic launches a searchable database of music used to train AI. The Atlantic has published a searchable database built from 4 music datasets reportedly used in AI training, including 2 enormous sets with roughly 12 million and 9 million tracks, plus 2 smaller collections. Reporter Alex Reisner assembled the project to let artists, labels, researchers, and the public see whether specific recordings appear in known training data sources. Why it matters now is that the AI copyright fight is moving from abstract accusation to searchable evidence. Musicians have long suspected their work was included in training corpora without clear consent, licensing, or compensation. A public database gives creators a way to check, organize, and potentially support legal or policy challenges. It also increases pressure on AI companies to explain where their training material came from and whether they had rights to use it. For the market, this could accelerate licensing deals, lawsuits, and demands for provenance tracking across audio AI. Ever heard of training data? It is the huge collection of text, images, audio, or video used to teach an AI model patterns, style, and relationships before people ever use it. Watch for record labels, collecting societies, and lawmakers to push harder for opt-out rules, transparency mandates, and paid licensing frameworks. Hey, Nova here. So, the thread running through today is pretty unmistakable. AI is no longer sitting on the edge of the business. It is inside security stacks, employee workflows, developer tools, cloud platforms, phones, and even copyright fights over culture itself. That means the winners will not just be the companies with the smartest models. They'll be the ones that can secure them, govern them, deploy them fast, and prove where the data came from. And honestly, that is what makes this moment so interesting. AI is maturing, but maturity is messy. All right, catch me again tomorrow. Have a great day out there.